Lars, do you see that as coachable moments there, the final few minutes of regulation, to let a lead slip like that? If you're a coach, I mean, it's the preseason, but
yeah, it's a couple of strange bounces. The one Peeker reaches, hops over him, they find him, make a good play, and then 6 on 5 there. I don't know if the rebound could go any more perfect in the guy's wheelhouse. So yeah, there's stuff. You got to finish the game. You know, it's great for those guys to be in that situation.
Yeah. You got a glimpse of Gavrikov and Bean tonight.
Yeah.
They put up some points for sure. What did you see? What are you looking for from them? I think you're considering them as a pairing. What do you want to see from those two together?
Well, like we talked before, everything's getting considered at this point. We've had them together in camp a little bit. Just want to see what that looks like. Beaner's very comfortable on the right side, he said. So, yeah, there were some good things. You know, like I said, chemistry. You know, it's one game they've played together, so I'll go back, probably look at it a little bit closer here tonight, tomorrow morning.
You had Bjorkstrand with Roslovic and Angle tonight. I thought they did a pretty good job. Is that something that you're planning on doing for doing more in the preseason and potentially start the regular season?
Those three?
Yeah.
Things are going to get changed around a lot here. It's just for one game here.
Brad, a couple of guys have mentioned getting adjusted to a new system, coming from a different team to here, but also from how this team played last season. Mm-hmm. Without saying what it is, because I know you won't go there, but how vast is the change, and how long do you think it might take for guys to make it habit rather than learning it?
Well, anything change takes time, and we still have 60 some odd guys, so every day you're mixing and matching lines, moving guys around. Guys are in smaller groups, big groups, so it's going to take some time. It doesn't happen in one practice, but we'll hit it. We'll chip away at it. That's what it's for. And as we get down smaller numbers, get towards our group, that certainly helps and get to what looks more like our NHL lineup. Oh, it's radical. Yeah, it's radical. You should see what we're going to be doing this year, Portsy. No, there's some tweaks, probably the best way. Yeah, some tweaks in certain areas, yeah, for sure.
With Gavrikov, we've seen his offensive ability come out here and there in the past couple of years. Do you feel like there's potential there even with him? Not that he wants to be looking for that all the time, but there's potential for him to contribute more offensively.
If he can ever add that, that's great, but I want him to be who he is. You know, he's a very strong man. He's a great defender. I think most nights he does a real good job of playing within himself. But if you watch him, he's got good instincts. He's jumping in the rush. He finds open areas, and again, we'll see how the pairs sift out and how they. Again, there's going to be a lot of moving parts that are going through the rest of the preseason, and probably into the regular season here. So, as far as his game expanding, we're always looking for guys to expand if they can.
Few years or since he's been here, most of the time until the Savard trade, he played with David, and they probably, I would think you would say, played a similar game, and shut down on that second pairing. If he's playing with somebody who's more of an offensive kind of minded thing, could that maybe affect as far as his offensive, getting him involved, I guess would be a better way to say it?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not sure. He did put a lot of minutes in with Savvy for a long time, so you got to remember Savvy won Defenseman of the Year in junior. He was a pretty offensive guy who changed himself. So I would say he morphed himself into more of a stay-at-home, shutdown guy. But this again, and I know it gets old, but as far as the chemistry and how it shakes out, and try to keep guys together as long as we can, and then we're gonna have to look at some other guys with other pairs also.
What do you think of Elvis tonight in his first live action, and how do you plan to, transition him into the season?
Yeah, I thought he looked fine. Yeah, he looked solid. Seemed to be. I haven't talked to Manny. I usually defer to Manny to ask what he thought. I give him full rein on what he wants to do with the goalie and how he wants to handle them at this point. He knows better than I do as far as prepping and what they need. And as we get closer to the regular season and these last few exhibition games, we'll monitor that, see what we need to do with the goalies.